Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We are back for the KCDL Season 2, a league I'm really excited for. We did well in the first season, but it's an Ubers draft league. If you guys don't know what that means, basically we're just using a bunch of big old legendaries and having a good old time with it. But I didn't have a draft analysis, so we might as well go over what my team looks like. You can obviously see it on screen here, but we are facing off against Brandon P. But let's go over what I have on my whole team and kind of the idea with it. So first of all, we got Lunala, who is a platinum Uber. So we're going by like the BBL rules, where they're platinum, gold, silver, and bronze Ubers. You can get one platinum, or you can get like a gold and a bronze, or like two silvers, blah blah blah. But platinum's like the highest tier, and by the time it got to me, there was only one platinum left, and it was Lunala. I don't remember if this was allowed last season, but I thought that it looked like a pretty interesting Pokemon with Shadow Shield. Like really good stats across the board. Obviously most legendaries do, but 97 speed for like a slow Pokemon is really good. Like 137 on the special attack and potentially special defense. Looks like a solid Pokemon for me, and like obviously not a great typing, but that's why we paired it with Ting-Lu, so we can take all of the dark type attacks that Lunala does not want to take, and then Lunala can take the fighting type attacks that Ting-Lu doesn't want to take. So that looks pretty solid. When it got to me next, then Chi-Yu was still available, and with Terra, that thing looks absolutely crazy. I think at this point, like, since I only grabbed one Uber, most people are grabbing two because they're grabbing a gold and a bronze or two silvers. Then we are ahead of the curve with the non-Uber Pokemon, so that's how I was able to get Ting-Lu plus Terra Chi-Yu. But then I kind of threw it with the next round. I went Blastoise. Thought I had enough points to be able to Terra this Pokemon. Obviously, I still need a spinner because I don't want to run heavy-duty boots on Chi-Yu and Lunala every week, because I don't want the Shadow Shields to be broken on Lunala, and I don't want Chi-Yu to take 1,000,000,000%. But, so like, it was fine to get a Rapid Spinner, but a little bit early for the Blastoise. Luckily, in the next two rounds, we had some great attackers left. Dragonite is great for my team. It looks great, and it, you know, deals well with having like that very reliable spinner, so we don't have to break our multi-scale. Kind of works in the same vein as Shadow Shield. And then Sneasler as well, who's just a great fast attacker. Probably are going to be running this thing like more Choice Scarf Poison Touch this season, just because that's what looks best into Ubers. We're not really going to be sweeping all these teams, especially not versus a Groudon team, but we do still have the opportunity to do that. Next up, I decided to grab Terra Comfy as my second Terra Captain because we had just enough Terra points for that, and I needed a Fairy on the team, obviously. My team kind of got smoked by Dragons, which are a lot of them in Ubers, and having the priority Fairy type attacks are really nice, but also being able to Terra out and deal with other stuff is very good for this Pokemon. We also got Jumpluff, just because the schedules were out at this point and I saw that I was facing Sun Week 1. I was like, let me give them something fun to prep for. And then we got Basculin, because you know I love Basculin. But that is the team. Looking at this matchup, Brandon P has some very, very scary Ubers, and just Pokemon in general. They have Groudon, which is one of the other Platinum Ubers. Sets up the sun, is very, very bulky and very annoying to deal with. Just hits like an absolute truck while being able to support all the Paradox Pokemon on their team. They have the Raging Bolts with Terra, which is just such a headache to deal with. It literally could be anything in this game. I think Fairy makes a lot of sense to be able to hit Ting-Lu and be able to hit Dragonite, but we'll see what they actually go with. Maybe something that'll help them resist the Chi-Yu a little bit better, so we could see that. They have Cinderace as well, which, you know, gets its Pyro Balls boosted. Also, that's just Brandon's mascot, so not very surprising, but it makes it so I can't really spike stack them as easily because you can't stop the Cinderace court change unless you're clicking Taunt versus that, and I have one Pokemon faster than it, and it's Sneasler who gets OHKO'd by Pyro Ball, so it's going to be a little bit tough there. They also have a Screamtail, which gets like special defense boosts. Typically, I mean, you can get defense boost or other boosts, speed boosts in the sun, but just makes it a little bit tougher for Chi-Yu to do what it wants to do if they're going to be like super boosted. They also have Walking Wake, which gets boost to a special attack or its speed. With the speed boost, it can be very tough for me to deal with that. With the special attack boost and specs, I just don't have a Pokemon that can switch into it. Luckily, that's not the Terra Captain here, because I think it would be a little bit better than Raging Bolt just for its speed tier. But yeah, that's tough. And then they are going to obviously bring those top 5, I think. In my opinion, I think it's obviously those top 5. I think Screamtail potentially could not come, but I think it should, to deal with my Dragonite. But the next Pokemon, one of these, maybe two of these are going to come. Pterodusclops is just not very good. It doesn't have any offense at all. It can do some walling for sure, but I don't think it has a good matchup at all in this game. They also have Serena, which is their spinner, which is why I think this Pokemon's more likely than not going to come because of Tinglu, and you know, it's annoying for them to deal with spikes and everything with everything on their squad that wants to pivot around to get like that Raging Bolt in. They also have Revavroom, which can be scary with toxic spikes, but I do have a poison type that definitely comes to this game. And then Shift Gear can be annoying, but they can't actually break through everything on my team when I have Tinglu and I have Shadow Shield and I have Multiscale. And then Mabostiff is another Pokemon I could see coming just because Choice Scarf Mabostiff actually looks very solid in this game. It's impossible for me to switch into that Pokemon, and even if I do, they can have stakeouts, which is tough. But, you know, the Dark-type Stab just looks really strong once the Tinglu is gone, and even if it's not gone, they can click, like, Play Rough into my Ting. They can always pivot out and go Walking Wake and pull the doubles and just play, like, a really nice game. So I feel like potentially we're definitely going to see the top 3 and Walking Wake, I think, and then probably Serena, and then either Screamtail or Mabostiff is kind of the idea of this team. But let's get into what I'm bringing for this week. We're going to start off with our Sneasler here. We're a Choice Scarf with Poison Touch. Like I talked about earlier, we want to have as much speed as possible versus the squad, so we're able to outrun everything that we can, as well as just like with Poison Touch U-turn, we're able to just spread the poisons throughout their entire team, being really annoying, especially for Groudon, which I think could be like a Rocky Helmet switch-in for this Pokemon, because it gives them an opportunity to get their free Sun up, and it just punishes my Sneasler coming in. So if we're able to poison that thing, it'll be nice. We also can click Dire Claw, which has a increased chance to poison with Poison Touch, and can also paralyze or sleep. Close Combat is also very free into their squad as well. It does drop my special defense, which is really tough for Thunderclap from the Raging Bolt, but we'll have to play around that. And we have Toxic Spikes as well. If they don't bring Revavroom, if they don't have a spinner in general, like Toxic Spikes look really, really good to break down their team. Really tough for me to get into a position where I can click them, but I can potentially do it, you know, predicting a switch out from something like Serena if they bring it, or the Screamtail, even though that thing can threaten me with an Oko. Next up on the squad, we have a Tinglu with Leftovers. This thing is just like basically max Spadef. It deals with the Raging Bolt decently well. Earthquake hits it really hard as long as they're not like, I mean, it hits them hard on Electric. I guess they could be Terra Fire as well, which it hits them hard. But if they're anything else, I can just click Ruination into them and get 50% off. We can Whirlwind because I think they're going to be a Calm Mind set in this game, and then we just set our Spikes, Whirlwind them around, and be very annoying for their team. So it should be able to take a lot of attacks from the Roaring Moon, or Roaring Moon, no, the Raging Bolt. Even like Terra Fairy boosted Terra Blast at +1, even with like Booster, because that Tinglu is just goated. We also have our own Chi-Yu, which looks very good into their team. We are Terra Fire, and we are Timid, like max special attack and a lot of speed, just because it has a great speed tier versus our squad, being able to outrun the Mabostiff, the Revavroom, the Groudon, outruns the slower stuff like Raging Bolts, Serena as well. And then Terra Fire Overheat just absolutely claims lives in the sun. I think that there's a decent possibility that they bring an Assault Vest, Max Spadef, Walking Wake to be able to deal with that Pokemon, and if they do, we can click Ruination with this thing, or just Dark Pulse is solid versus their squad. I like, honestly, I could have gone either way with Terra Fire or Terra Dark, because both the attacks just destroy their entire team here, but I think it's more likely that they're going to be like a Terra Fairy variant on the Raging Bolt to try to deal with Dark type attacks. So with the Sun, I'm going to try to boost my Fire type attacks and just absolutely cream their entire team. But with the boots, we don't have to worry about hazards, because I think there's a good chance that Groudon tries to set up some hazards versus us, and I just don't want to have to deal with that. Next up, we have Lunala. We also have heavy-duty boots on this, just so we don't have to deal with the hazards as well, especially like if they court change my spikes, I don't have to deal with all that. But Lunala is really good here. We are very speedy, so we're at the same speed tiers that Chi-Yu, outrunning Groudon and stuff like that. Moongeist Beam with max special attack does a ton of damage into their team, and they have nothing that is immune to it unless they bring a Terra Normal, which could be a crazy bring on the Roaring Moon. I just don't think it's actually that good into me, but they could bring it if they really wanted to. We have Calm Mind of our own to boost through everything on their team, which we can boost through a lot of the stuff on their squad. The Raging Bolt potentially If there's no sun up, we can boost through that, and the walking wake as well. So we can boost through those things potentially. If they're not Encore Screamtail, I can also boost up in front of that thing and just be very annoying, but probably won't click that. We have Moonlight, which heals us 2/3 in the sun, which is really nice to see in this game. Also heals up a half if we're not. And then Will-O-Wisp is great to click into Groudon, to click into Cinderace if they are trying to like Sucker Punch me and they turn themselves into a Dark type with Protean. That can be really cool. But versus a lot of stuff on their team, it's actually just a very free click. So yep, that's my Lunala. Next up, we have Dragonite with a weakness policy set. Like I said, like I don't hate, I do hate the hazards in this game. It's really mean for Chi-Yu and Lunala and Dragonite, but I didn't feel like I need to run triple boots because the odds of them bringing hazards are not great, and my Dragonite can just come in earlier in the game to try to break before they get their hazards up. Like a solid lead in this game, honestly. But we are adamant with Ironhead, Extreme Speed, Dragon Dance, and Fire Punch. Fire Punch in the sun does a ton to everything on their team, like destroys the Serena, does a ton to Screamtail, blah, blah, blah. Even the Groudon doesn't want to take it. We have E-Speed as well, which out-prioritizes the Thunderclap from Raging Bolt, which is really nice and just does a ton to everything on their team. If we're able to get a Dragon Dance up, and then we take like a Draco Meteor from a Walking Wake, or we take a Stone Edge from a Groudon, which we can take them all with Multiscale, then we're +3, and we just spam like E-Speed and spam attacks through their team. We're going to break down at least like one of their walls and take out one of their offensive threats. And nothing else is going to happen with that Pokemon. We're just going to immediately be up like 5 to 4.5 or 5 to 4 or 5 to 3 right at the beginning of the game, if it goes how I plan to. Definitely might not, but we'll see. And then last but certainly not least is my Blastoise, who is max SpDef, max HP, Assault Vested, just to make sure we're able to take on the Walking Wake if they do end up being choice specs and just spam Draco Meteors or Hydro Steams versus my team. I also can always take even like Terra Electric boosted Thunderbolts, I think, from the Raging Bolt, and I can you know, hit them back with Earthquake, Icy Wind if they have like speed boosting on all their stuff. Rapid Spin is nice just in case I do end up getting some hazards up and I am worried about that at all. And then Flip Turn is really what we're going to be clicking most of the time. If they bring in their Walking Wake, I bring this Pokemon, I just get a free Flip Turn, and then that freely gives me like Sneasler, who can click U-Turn versus their team, just to get me going until I get in a good position for either Chi-Yu to just claim a kill, for Dragonite to just set up and claim 1,000,000 lives, or for Lunala to come in and just like spam Moongeist Beam and destroy their entire team. So I feel really confident going into this game. It is a tough game because Brandon P is, for one, very good and has a very good team here. Sun is always hard to play against, but as long as I play my own game, I should be able to do it. So I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out all the other coaches that will hopefully be linked in the description. Let's get straight to the game. What is good, everyone? We're here for week 1 of the KCDL Ubers League. If you guys watched last season, we did pretty well, and this season hopefully we'll do a little bit better. I got Lunala as my Pokemon. We're fighting against Brandon P, though, who has a crazy Sun team with that Groudon, which is just nasty versus me. They did bring the Serena, Screamtail, Cinderace, no Dusclops, no Revavroom, and no Mabostiff. So yeah, this is the exact 6 that I expected to come to this game. I think we probably see like a Walking Wake lead. Sneasler is a very solid option. I also very much like Dragonite versus them. It just goes well into everything basically because of the weakness policy. And they don't get up their hazard super easily unless I'm in with like Sneasler, but I can always spin it away. So I think we'll go Scarf Sneasler. We'll start with that. They have a Terrifier Raging Bolt. My Chi-Yu is also Terrifier, just in case I didn't go over that already. But Terrifier Chi-Yu absolutely claims one every time it comes in. Now that's not 100% true because Screamtail in the sun especially can kind of eat. Walking Wake's 4 times resistant if they're AV they can eat. But we see Serena, that's fine. Sneasler versus Serena is great. Serena. This thing may be like choiced. And if they're offensive, then that's okay with me. I'd love to get this thing out of the way and then I can T-Spike. They potentially have Court Change, but I'm not as worried. So, but I'm just going to U-Turn out here. We should see something like a Groudon come in potentially. And if they go Groudon, I definitely do not hate that. Then I can go Chi-Yu and just get off an Overheat. And that's the point. If they let this thing take damage, then I'm also very happy with that, because we should be doing a ton. If you're like very physically defensive, you easily take it, but yeah, you just swap out. Beautiful. Do we see Groudon come in? A Ruby. I'm assuming that's Groudon. Yes, it is. Okay, they are Drought, obviously. How much damage are we going to do to this thing? Do a little bit, maybe 15%. No poison. And I think that that looks offensive. I think we're just going to go out to our Chi-Yu here. And they have to respect the fact that I can be Choice Scarfed. I'm not. But they have to respect that. And I think I just click Terrifier Overheat versus them. I also could very easily just click a Ruination on this turn. But I think Terrifier Overheat makes a lot of sense. So I will click it. If they're Choice Scarfed staying in here, then that's crazy. Because I'm not, even though it looks solid in this game. If they bring Choice Scarf, then that's a great play by them. They do not. We're going to hit this Terrifier Overheat. And we probably just knock it out. Yep. Groudon's down. Goodbye, Groudon. That's amazing. That's so good. They could have potentially been Assault Vest if they were max Assault Vest at about that 85-ish%. Then it was like a 50-50. But now they do get the Bolt to come in. Their booster special attack, which is fine. I think we see a Weather Ball come off here. That's why I kind of want to pivot through Blastoise. And I always have to worry about this Pokemon. This Pokemon's such a massive threat. I also can go Dragonite if I wanted to. Not like it does crazy amounts of damage. But I think we just pivot through the Blastoise here. It's not like the most optimal solution, but since they are Terrifier, I just think pivoting through it is free. They do end up Calm Minding, which is all good. Calm Mind, we probably see a Draco or like Draco makes a lot of sense. I don't think Weather Ball. Let me see. Raging Bolt. Calm Mind. They are in the sun at +1. Into Tinglu, they don't do a crazy amount. Let me just check if they're Weather Ball Terrifier. Weather Ball Terrifier does 1 billion. And they might predict me to go out to it now. So I don't hate going back into Chi-Yu, honestly. Like, I should be able to eat anything at +1, actually. And even if they're max HP, I can throw off a Terrifier Overheat. I can throw off a Ruination versus them. Tinglu kind of has to come in on a free turn for it to do what it's needed to do. Let's go D-Knight. Let's go D-Knight here. I'll make this play because I just need to sack something to Whirlwind. I say Calm Mind a second time. Yeah, Calm Mind twice is very nasty because they have that Photosynthesis. I die to a Dragon Pulse, anything like that. I think I just E-Speed for damage here. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, we'll just go for that. Wish I was Earthquake on this set, because Earthquake would hit really hard right now. It would do like 50-ish% to Terrifier. But this is okay. We should get a decent amount of damage, be able to tell kind of what they are. They are very bulky, and they T-Bolt me. Do we die? We do not. And then the Harsh Sunlight fades, which is great, so no more sun. They are leftovers, which is fine. Leftovers is fine. We just go Tinglu on this turn. If you want to Dragon Pulse, it's not near as bad anymore. And we keep our priority in the back for later. I think we definitely might see another Calm Mind here. But we always live a Draco afterwards. And I can just Ruinate, or I always whirlwind this thing every single time. Always gonna whirlwind. I guess if they double Draco here from +2, I'm curious. Double Draco has a chance to knock me out here over 2 turns. I don't see why they would click Draco Meteor on this turn. I think it's gonna be Calm Mind, most likely. But if they do, we can deal with it. What do we see? We see Solar Beam. Okay. Okay, they caught me. And they are Power Herb. We're gonna live this. So I can actually just Whirlwind every time. I could also swap if I really wanted to, but Modest +2. Solar Beam never knocks me out. We just Whirlwind. And this Pokemon will be a threat, but there's no more Sun. We do live because we do not get crit. And we just Whirlwind. And now I'm feeling so much better about this. That Pokemon's still a massive threat to my team, but they don't have to deal with the Groudon anymore. We see this guy come in, which is nice. I quite like this. Scream Tail. I mean, they could be some sort of boost, or they're not booster. I was gonna say they could be some sort of offensive set. Dazzling Gleam from no offense does not knock me out. If they're max timid, they also do not knock me out. So I can freely Ruination on this turn, I think, is my play of choice. I could also double out, predicting like Serena to come in. I think we just Ruinate though. They are gonna Baton Pass, so I make the right play. And I'm hoping that we catch that that Serena. They might triple Axle, trying to catch the D-Knight. They do come in. Hopefully we hit this. And we miss, of course, because I said something about it. Shouldn't have said anything. We're going to get some lefties back, which is nice, though. But that Ruination would have been huge. I could go Chi-Yu. I could go Chi-Yu. Like, what are the odds that they click anything but triple Axle or, like, Grass? Serena. Triple Axle at this range looks like it knocks me out. They can knock off my Chi-Yu, which would be nasty, but I think I'm going to make this very, very aggressive play on this turn. If you want to double out as well, that's fine. I have answers for just about everything in the back. And we might see Knock here, I think, as well. We see Triple Axle, so that's good. They did like 16 with the first hit. It honestly might be offensive based on how much that did. 261 minus 169. They did 92. I guess maybe I should calc with the totals. They did 35%, which is more than they can do if they're max Jolly. So they're potentially Adamant. Overheat's very free here if I want to go for that. I also could go for Dark Pulse. I kind of like the Dark Pulse play because it catches everything. Or just Flamethrower is fine because I don't miss. I always get damage. So I think I'll Flamethrower. They are going to stay in. They might be Assault Vest and live. They do live on 1 with the Focus Sash. Okay, interesting. Interesting. And we burn them. That's huge because I might live whatever they want to go for now. As they endeavor me down to 1. Ah. All right. That's quite an interesting set. So if I hit my Ruination, then we wouldn't have had to deal with that. So the burn, I guess, makes up for it, except for it really doesn't. But that works for me. That definitely works for me. I'll take that for sure. They go out to Destroyer. Yep. This guy comes out here. I could sack my Chi-Yu. It does get a lot of mileage still. I don't love this scenario. I mean, this is okay. I think my Dragonite is not going to do anything in this game. I really don't think Dragonite's going to do anything in this game, so I think I sack it. And then potentially I go Sneasler, you turn out to Blastoise. Yeah, we'll go D-Knight here. I'll sack it off. I'm Boots, so even if they got up rocks, which I don't think they even have any more hazards that they could get up, I would be fine. We're just going to sack. We see a flip turn, so it's not quite a sack. I don't love the fact that they can go out to their Raging Bolt here. Really don't love that. They go out to Scream. Okay, it could be worse. It definitely could. What do I want to do on this turn? There's actually quite a lot of options. I think Iron Head makes the most sense here, because the damage on this thing, I don't know if it matters that much. I think I'm just gonna Iron Head. There's a chance we just see like Wish. They are Sunny Day, so I'm glad that I did this. And we're gonna get a lot of % off on them. Are they physically defensive? No, you're special defense. Which is good. I do 50%, which is great. I don't even know if you can hit me here. Like, Dragon Dance might be a solid play in this scenario. I will DD. They're just going to Baton Pass out, so we're going to get to +1. +1/+1. So if that Raging Bolt wants to come out, then I still, like, do a lot of damage. I do too much damage, really, for them to set up on me. So I made the right play here, 100%. 1,000,000%. We know that they're leftovers. They're not booster or anything. Yeah, I love this for me. I love this position. This was just going to be a sack, but it ended up going very, very well. I think that Walking Wake is Choice Scarfed. Makes so much sense in this game. I need some more chip to be able to knock it out with Sneasler. I guess I don't have any chip so far. I would love to be able to get a spike up. Just one spike versus their team would be very, very nice. What else could they go out to here? I guess Cinder. They go Carrot, yeah. So they go Cinderace. I'm +1. E-Speed is going to do so much to them. And in the sun, I think we do die to Pyro Ball. Actually, it depends on if they're, you know, offensive or not. If you're max offensive, then we always die. But if you're more utility, then we don't. And if you're like utility, not very attack invested, then I just do 1,000,000% with this extreme speed. And then I just get to go Sneasler and claim a KO. We do hit them with E-Speed. They look to be less defensive as they Pyro Ball in the sun. Does take me out. That's fine with me. I just get to go out to Sneasler here. And Close Combat is so free. Close Combat is just so free. I also guess I could Dire Claw. Yeah, they do not take Dire Claw at all with any Pokemon on their team. So if they want to switch out here, then Dire Claw punishes them the most, I think. So I will Dire Claw. As they Sucker Punch, they just get a little bit of chip off on me. That's fine. They go down. So we're going to claim one with Sneasler there. If it's Raging Bolt that comes out with the sun, their Thunderclap, I don't think it knocks me out. I don't think so, but it could get scary. I have to be very careful about the Raging Bolt still. I think their play should be good to go out to Raging Bolt. And I can't risk them Calm Minding, I don't think. If they Calm Mind, they can definitely win this game. Because my Tinglu is so low. Oh, but they go out to this Pokemon. They go out to the Walking Wake. And this is fine. Dire Claw would do a billion. And I think their choice Scarfed based on being booster. Special attack. Man. I mean, I could go Toys here. I might need Blastoise to be able to live a hit from the Raging Bolt. Honestly, I might just sack Chi-Yu here because I don't really see it doing too much in this endgame. And then I can kind of go out to Lunala if I want. Or maybe I go out to Sneasler and I U-turn afterwards. I think that's what I do. If they flip turn here, then I get momentum. As we just sack this Pokemon. They do just Hydro Steam. So if they are choiced, they are locked into Hydro Steam right now. If they are Specs in the sun, Hydro Steam is not really doing anything to my Blastoise. So I'm going to go back out to Sneasler. I'm going to U-turn, go out to Blastoise every time. They probably 4-hit KO me if they're choice Specs, which I think they're Scarfed. I really do. So then they'd be doing negative damage to me, basically. Get the U-turn off. Come on, give me a poison. No, never lucky, man. Just never lucky. That's fine. We go Toys now. And we get to see if they're choiced. Because if not, they might Draco. They Hydro Steam. They do 66. 66 is like choice Scarfed. So I just flip turn out every time here. Go back out to Sneasler. Do the same thing. I guess they could potentially be not choiced, which they are not choiced. No choice actually makes this way easier as well. We have a little bit of chip on them. I think I need like one more U-turn and then I clean up with close combat. We're going to get a flip on something. Probably Screamtail comes out here. I think it would make the most sense to me. I mean, I can go Lunala soon. They go out to this. That's fine. I think I might go out to Lunala against this guy. Because Moongeist Beam just does so much. Moongeist Beam should be able to 2-hit KO them. I don't think they can ever 2-hit KO me back. I think it's time for Lunala to come out. And I could even Calm Mind if I wanted to here. I do technically think I beat them 1v1. I'd probably beat the rest of their team if I Calm Mind here. But if they go out to Screamtail and like try to Encore, then it gets nasty. So I just Moongeist here for sure. I don't want to get Encored. And like even in the sun, Photosynthesis special attack, the Thunderbolt never 2-hit KOs me. Never, never. And I also outspeed them. So I guess they would have to hit me here with Thunderbolt, paralyze me, and then crit me. To even put themselves in a spot where they might potentially be able to win the game. And even then, I think I might be okay. Because they don't have infinite sun turns. And if they stay in this, that's great. This Moongeist Beam is going to do so much. Yes, it does. That's easily a 2-hit KO. As you see Thunderbolt, that's their out. 307. Oh, the booster goes away now. So that wasn't even really an out unless they got a full para twice on me. But now I am at 307. So I'm not, at my Shadow Shield anymore. Always get a KO here with Moongeist Beam unless they go Walking Wake. But if they do, then the game's just over, I think. I also could click Moonlight and stuff. I also don't think Walking Wake knocks me out. I don't think a Draco Meteor would knock me out. I'm just curious. I mean, maybe if they Thunderclap here, they would probably knock me out afterwards. I think definitely. But can they risk me moonlighting? I don't know. They withdraw, so they're going to give me a KO, or they're going to give me the damage on Wake that I need. And they give me the KO. Even if this guy is Ghost Berry, you should go down. Yes, they do. Beautiful. I mean, that made the most sense for them, in my opinion. I really want to see, without the sun, the Thunderclap never knocks out my Sneasler, so I think I should be good. They go out to Walking Wake. Walking Wake, this thing is not Specs. Not Specs, Draco Meteor versus my Lunala here. If I'm at 307, they never knock me out. And I think I just get this Moongeist beam off, and then I win with Sneasler. There's Snarl. We live. We live that. Snarl is very cool tech. Very cool tech indeed. But yeah, we get so much damage off on them there. I'm going to make the pivot through my Blastoise because they do absolutely no damage to me without the sun up here. So I'm just going to pivot right through Blastoise. If they want to flip turn, that's fine. I will click Earthquake versus the other guy. Versus the Raging Bolts. Because no booster means that I always live. Yeah, I should be good here. I think... I've been saying this for a while, but I'm pretty sure we're in the clear. Which is nice, because I'm hungry. I want to go get some dinner. I'm going to Costco to get a pizza after this, especially if I win. But if you guys don't know me, I'm a huge college football nerd, and the good games are finally starting. Like week 1 is starting. Last week there were a couple good games. Iowa State and Kansas State was a really good one in Dublin. But like Boise State USF is on right now, which I was watching, which has been a great game. My two teams, JMU, they play on Saturday, and Notre Dame, they play on Sunday. So I'm really excited for this weekend. My fiance does not like that, though, because I'm going to be super busy. I also have a ton more battles. What should my play be here? Versus this Walking Wake. Earthquake probably doesn't knock them out. So I guess I could just flip and then spam Dire Claw. Is going to be the play. We flip. If they stay in, then that's fine. They do. They miss a Draco Meteor, which I don't think matters at all. We will go out to Sneasler. I'm not 100% sure what the other guy is at. What the sun guy is at. Let me just think. Raging Bolts. Dire Claw does 36 to 42 versus Raging Bolt. I think that should be plenty. Because they can't Calm Mind and like win versus me that way at the same time as living a Dire Claw. So we do get the KO here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I think they probably will live this. They look like they're at 30, 36-ish%. So if they're max HP, it's a roll here. They don't knock me out with Thunderclap, which is exactly why we did it this way. We just Dire Claw. They live. We get the Poison Touch, though. Finally getting the Poison Touch, and it's going to seal the game there. So GG's to, yeah, I think they die here. No matter what, I'm swapping out next turn. But GG's to Brandon P. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. And I enjoyed the Ubers League. Hopefully we do really good like last time. It's 20 people in this league, so it's going to be a tough time. All of them should be linked in the description. So yeah, make sure you go check them out, but leave a like and subscribe here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.